I now time things in my life according to when my kids were born. I'm like, was that pre-Beatrice or post-Beatrice? That was pre-Beatrice.
Yeah. So Bryce, we had you in Jurassic World. Now we have you in Pete's Dragon. Dinosaurs and dragons. Mm-hmm. What's it with you and these huge, gigantic green beasts?
Yes. I ridiculously didn't make that connection, actually. I went straight from shooting Jurassic World, and there were just a couple months in between that and me starting Pete's Dragon. And it's just now, in retrospect, it's like I'm like fetishizing like giant green reptiles, something like that. Yeah. I need to think of another reptile that I can like do another movie with, because they seem to work out. I'm like really proud of this film. I was really proud of Jurassic World, so that's what I need to stick with.
Alligators. Yeah. Let's find just something.
Yeah.
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 So
maybe not alligators.
Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe too real.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You met a lot of famous people over the years in a lot of movies that you made, famous colleagues, and although how starstruck can you be if you understand that Robert Redford is going to play your father?
Very starstruck, like extremely starstruck. I was talking about that with one of my friends this morning, where I'm just like, I'm maybe like the worst. Like I get really like nervous and excited, and in the days leading up to when Robert Redford came to New Zealand, we were all like, oh my gosh, like a legend is going to be coming here. And then he arrived, and he was just like, he's just this really, really lovely, grounded, funny, cool guy, like very cool guy. And it was sort of, you know, because he was so warm and just open, it was hard to sustain my nerves, you know? He's just like the coolest guy. But I didn't refer to him by any name for 3 days, because I was like, I don't know what I should call him. And then finally I turned to him and I was like, what do I call you, sir? And he went, Bob.
Great.
And my kids call him Mr. Bob.
That's great,
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of the movie, you play the ranger who finds Pete in the woods, and of course you don't believe his story. You think he all made it up, this Elliot thing, whatever it is, which obviously brings us to the question of imaginary friends of childhoods.
Yes.
What was yours?
Well, her name was Becky Bildred, and she was my imaginary friend up until when I was 11. And I held on to her like even after that. She was very magical. We would go into the woods together almost every day, because I was raised in Connecticut, in the country, and yeah, I was just, it was really comforting to have an imaginary friend. And I feel like in a way it's for someone who, I was kind of shy as a kid and kind of quiet. And I think having an imaginary friend warmed me up to sort of what a friendship might look like. And, you know, I actually today, like, you, as an actor, you oftentimes need to start like a corporation, and my corporation is named Becky Bildred.
So as a mother of two, is history repeating, or don't they have any imaginary friends at all?
My son doesn't have an imaginary friend, but he was a really quiet kid as well, and so I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of don't know what's going on sometimes in the imaginary friend department. And my daughter, it's not one specific person. She does a lot of role playing. So has a really, really amazing imagination, but like 1 second she's, these are the things that she does. 1 second she's a fireman, the next a police officer, the next a queen. So it's like she really, she's very diverse in her role playing.
Just call her an actress.
Yeah, I know, right? Right, I know.
You are the daughter of brilliant filmmaker Ron Howard, who made brilliant movies like A Beautiful Mind, Illuminati, Da Vinci Code, Apollo 13, the list is so long, Rush and whatever. Yeah. But you only starred in your first 3 movies made by him in very small roles, and then you kind of separated. Well, I actually wasn't. It says on IMDb that I was in those movies. I was a
like an extra in the deep, 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 deep background.
Okay.
So I've never actually done a movie with my dad at all, because it was usually also second unit and everything.
And you separated that by wish, just not only to be the daughter of Ron Howard, or did it just not happen?
I've always wanted to work with him. I mean, the reality is that, I mean, I just wasn't at the level of at the same level of the people that he was hiring. And like each movie, I turned to my dad. I'm like, "Am I there yet? Am I there yet?" And then when Jurassic World happened, I was like, "Am I there yet?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, I think it's okay, but I don't have anything in mind." And I'm like, "Come on!" So we really do want to. I'm like, "Please, just like let's do this while I'm still like happy with everything that's going on with the face, and like you're feeling really like young and vital. Like let's just do this within the next 5 years, please." But yeah, no, there's nothing yet. So hopefully.
Still waiting for it.
Yeah.
But
It's probably actually like one of my biggest life dreams is to work with my dad. And I joke about wanting to do it soon because I just want to do it soon, but I would do it any time, and he's a healthy dude. So it could be in 50 years.
Crossing my fingers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bryce. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Great movie. Really loved it.